Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Madeline Vaughn. I wanted to touch base with the group that I met with last week. For those of you that maybe didn't watch the video that I talked about it, I met with a small group of people that were going to read the first few chapters of my new series and then provide feedback. Yes, very similar to an alpha group. This particular group, I'm meeting them in person, which is terrifying, but also exciting at the same time. I think we got over there a little after 6, and they had started reading the chapters. A couple of them had already read through the first 4 chapters that I sent in the prologue, and I'd already made notes. A couple of them had called me and talked about the notes. So when I got there, I went ahead and read through the prologue after some of the updates that they suggested because they were great. And yeah, so it just kind of went from there. We went through the prologue in the first 4 chapters. I think I said that already. We talked about character development, which is super important, obviously, when you're writing a book. One of them had a pretty brilliant idea that I didn't think about, and I'm adding in this weekend. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to send the next 3 chapters this next week. We're taking a week off from meeting up because of the holiday and possibly meeting up a week from Thursday. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I look rough. Anyways, I've been cleaning all morning and I have to run to the store. So this is what you get. What else is going on? I wish I could tell you about some of the feedback they gave. They loved Lenny. They were able to relate to Lenny in a way that I haven't been able to yet. And being able to see her through their eyes was so incredible and makes me appreciate Lenny's story that much more. For those of you that haven't maybe watched the video talking about Lenny's story, she had a perfect, quote unquote, perfect life, perfect family in and around the Seattle area, and then some events happen and her perfect life becomes not so perfect. She ends up in the foster care system at a pretty young age, but still old enough, and at the time that the book is written, the first sections of the book anyways, is through her childhood. So you meet her from a very young age, and eventually the series will go through adulthood. A great experience to be able to meet people in person while accepting the feedback in person in real time. And maybe one of these days I'll record a session when we meet up so you can hear the conversations we have with hopefully not giving too much away. I think that would be interesting. I was gonna do it. 2 of the people in the group are sisters, and they had a similar background to Lenny. They grew up in the foster care system for several years, and at times, well, majority of the time, they weren't even together, which at a young age to me would be terrifying. They figure out how to fend for themselves when they weren't placed in a foster home. They were in a group setting, a group home setting. Part of the time, there was a point where they were put into juvie just because there was nowhere else to put them. Our system back then and still today is not ideal. So one thing I don't think I've said this entire time when I've talked about the series for Lenny is that once it's written, I would like to take a portion of the proceeds and donate to 2 different charities. One focuses on training advocates for the children that are in the foster care system for when they need to go to court or doctor's appointments, so on and so forth. And the other company that I want to donate proceeds to is a company that helps provide a suitcase or a backpack, school supplies, just basic needs to these kids, because a lot of the time they're given some donated clothes in a trash bag, and that's all they take from place to place. So I'll add some more information in the comments below about those platforms that I want to try to contribute to. Yeah, so overall, I think the meeting went great. I'm super excited to dive back into writing her story. I had put it off for a while, and this was really the motivation I needed. When we were in Colorado, I did have some ideas running around in my head, and I did write those down, so we're going to revisit those. Again, her story has changed so many times, but I think I have a really good feel for where I want it to go now. More to come. If you liked this, please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along on my writing journey and Lenny's story. Thanks.